From January 1st to February 17th, I tracked every single minute well, almost every. I'm pretty sure there was minus a few missing times, but I tracked almost every minute that I spent working on my business. So when it all added up, it was a total of about 106 hours, 3 minutes, and 18 seconds. That is oddly specific. So over those 7 weeks, that averages to about 15 hours of work a week. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I felt very guilty. I was like, only 15 hours a week? When in reality, I forgot to account that I did have a death in the family, and yeah, also some other things were going on that probably impacted that. But I looked at it and I was like, I should have been doing more, maybe I should have been doing like 40 hours like everybody else. But then I looked at the data and realized something. And I realized I'm actually working less because I've realized that most work is actually a distraction for me, at least. And also realized that I was kind of penalizing myself because I know how to do things much faster than other people. And this kind of goes like into like the filler tasks. So I realized that like a lot of what I thought was like work was actually just like filler tasks. And so I'm the type of person who needs to everything to be organized visually, digitally, physically before I can even start. Tweaking your website or organizing folders for the 10th time doesn't exactly bring in cash. So I've kind of like let go of like, okay, you can do this later. You can do this later, Catara. You don't have to organize this folder right now. Even though it's driving you crazy, you don't have to organize it right now. And by sort of like realizing that I don't have to do that right now, I learned that certain tasks that I used to dread and used to think that it would take forever actually only took 2 hours once I sat down and did them. So like for example, writing about 4 Substack articles that takes about 2 hours. Recording 4 YouTube videos that also takes 2 hours. So once I actually sat down and recorded it, I was like, realized that sometimes I would be doing admin tasks to stay safe and avoid doing the actual work that I need to do. So what is the actual breakdown of this time? So in the 106-hour breakdown, about 25 hours was sales, which I actually think is pretty good. I try to do at least 5 hours per week. And, you know, if I haven't done any sales task, or if my month just doesn't look like how I thought it was going to look, I usually ask myself why. And it's usually because I wasn't doing those tasks. So those like are like the high leverage tasks that I'm talking about that I'd be ignoring in terms, and then instead trying to organize a folder instead. Okay, the second one was marketing. And so marketing was 20 hours. I've been like being much more intentional about being visible. So I'm on Substack, Threads, and YouTube. Those are my three, and they all work together. I actually have a video on like why everyone needs to be on Substack that breaks down that workflow. Um, but yeah, that was about 20 hours. Now it's funny because I actually break marketing and I break up writing into two separate categories. So writing, that was about 6.5 hours. So writing, I mean like writing Substack. So writing had 6.5 hours. So that's separate from marketing, which had 20 hours. And then client fulfillment, client work, that was 15 hours. Now, mind you, a lot of my work right now is coaching. So I don't have a lot of done for you projects, but I currently have like, 15 coaching clients and I don't even feel it. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe I should be doing more of that. By the way, you guys want a video on like either how to start coaching or like how to get clients with coaching, or what are some things that you can do as a coach, high ticket coaching. I think I want to do a series on that pretty soon because yeah, I actually really enjoy it. And yeah, it actually doesn't take up a lot of my time as opposed to done for you work. Because a lot of the things is actually recorded. So what people actually do come to me for when they're coaching clients is usually a tech issue. So I'm like half IT. So like teaching them how to edit or do thumbnails or upload their video. Those are the three things that I help them with. And then the other part that they usually come in the calls for is strategy. So once they actually have been posting, what is the data saying? To get like 6 calls they can use over the course of 6 months at any time. So yeah, so that's why that's only 15 hours. And then also it's like holiday time, so that might have an impact too as well. Now, I used to be a physical journal girly, and I used to write down like every task on paper, but since I'm moving around a lot more these days, carrying a journal just wasn't convenient and it takes too much space in my bag again because, we like to keep things nice and minimal. So, with that, I've officially moved over to Google Tasks as my primary planner. And I've sort of organized my life into like these specific buckets on Google Tasks. So, I'm like never, so like I'm not really stuck behind a computer all day and I know what to focus on first. Which is a huge goal of mine actually after being tied to a desk for like 5 years. I feel like this year I want to take a different approach to like work and life. I want it to be like half work and then half play. Not doing very good with that so far, but it's like maybe half work, 25% play, which is way better than before. The buckets are recurring tasks. So these are things that I have to do. These are things that I do every single week, every single month. So like creating content, of course, or like paying myself, paying any contractors that I need to pay. I usually do that twice a month. Or what else is there? Oh, looking at analytics. I only do that like once a month. Um, Stuff like that. And I've been able to sort of like put my content sort of like in a workflow to where I do this on this day, this on this day, and this on this day. So I don't get overwhelmed. Next thing is like sort of like money making ideas. So these are like additional ideas that I can do. I don't do them all at one time, but once I'm ready to sort of put that idea out into the world, I'll go to that task. But it's just so I don't forget about it. And there's also coaching, so that's a task in my Google tasks. So this is where I put new ideas for like just new ways that I can make things better. I try not to overwhelm my coaching students. Um, like there's so much that I want to teach, but it's like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this really specific, and they usually love like how I keep it so like focused and how I don't overload them with everything. But there are some courses that or not courses, but some things that I'm going to be adding in there pretty soon. That's like that's going to add to it. So like one video I recently added was literally where everything is on YouTube. Yeah, and they were like, "Wow, this is so helpful." And I was like, "Really?" Or like one thing that I want to add is like how to use the Google Suite and like how you can make that literally your whole YouTube production place. Um, because with my clients being over like 50 at times, sometimes they don't even know what a Google Drive is. So I want to add some videos in there just explaining what everything is and where everything is. Because I'd be like, yeah, your strategy document is on Google Documents. And they'd be looking at me like, what are you talking about? But yeah. Next thing is admin tasks. So these get put last because they can always be saved for later. Again, we're putting those last instead of putting them first. And then the parking lot task. So these are things that I definitely don't need to be doing right now, and that can definitely be saved for later. Um, so yeah, that's another thing that I'm doing in terms of like time and task management. And then the last thing, this is probably going to be a long video, but it's okay. And so the last thing, I've known about human design for a while now, but we've really been diving deeper into it. So turns out I'm a projector. And if you know your human sign, let me know down in the comments. But apparently projectors only make up about 20% of the world, and most people are like some sort of generator. So those are the people who can literally like crank out content, ideas, and work all day long like machines, and like they're not phased by it. But projectors are different. They're not necessarily meant to do like heavy lifting tasks. They're more meant to be like lighthouses. So leading, guiding, and projecting wisdom, as the name projectors, literally. So instead of getting bogged down and doing, especially with like done for you work in terms of that, um, apparently what I read is that projectors, they naturally get tired faster and don't have unlimited energy. And that's really the biggest thing because like in terms of like done for you tasks, like I can get it done. Like I can get it done. But it's usually not the best use for my energy. My best use for energy is usually like advising and like strategizing. Like that's the best use of my energy, and it doesn't like burn me out. So yeah, but I feel like I've always been that. Been that way. I just didn't know. So I want to say I've been a sleepy person since the day I was born. Like my family, they literally call me Cat. It's a reason for that. I've always enjoyed a good nap, and that characteristic has never gone anywhere. And for years, I just thought that maybe I was lazy, but human design basically it helped me realize like no, you're just literally kind of wired differently. And it's best if you work in short, intense bursts and then rest and then maybe do a little bit more rather than trying to just like, push through it. Because I can push through it, don't get me wrong, but And so, yeah, if you're listening to this and you know your human design, respond down below and let me know. And yeah, if you have high income skills, you're ready to turn them into real online opportunities, you can join my free workshop, YouTube for Business. I'll show you exactly how to use YouTube to bring in clients, leads, opportunities. And yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.